Hey, welcome to the webinar. Would there be any reason you would not want to find out how to tweak your current marketing, communicate in the exact words your prospect wants to hear, develop a step-by-step plan to reach your business goals, become the recognized authority in your field and trading area, turn your marketing into a machine that provides a steady stream of prospects? In this webinar, you're going to see how to answer every one of those questions and a lot more. I want to thank you so much for attending. I cannot tell you how pleased I am to have the opportunity to teach the principles you must use to prosper in the 21st century. Before we begin, I want to let you know what we are going to talk about. Number one, this is a process of building your brand and credibility. Number two, it's a process of improving what is working in your marketing and making it better. It's also a process of creating a permanent, steady stream of new prospects. It's a roadmap to your greater success. Now, here's something you've never heard on webinars before. There is absolutely no need to take notes. The catch is, you'll need to stay to the end. When you do, you'll get everything you need to build your own plan, even including a complete transcript of this webinar. If you're honest, you will agree that today, just being good in your profession is not good enough. If you're going to prosper and you're going to grow your practice, you must have a steady flow of new patients or clients. You must be good at marketing. Your practice is not static. If it's not growing, it is dying. It may be a slow death, but if you're not growing, death is inevitable. It's a rare professional who does not struggle with marketing on his or her services. And yet, if your practice or business is going to prosper, you must do marketing. In marketing, you can choose to do active or passive, either intrusive or non-intrusive. I titled my book, The 21st Century Transformation. Your prospect has changed. Are you speaking his language? If your marketing is going to produce results, you'd better be speaking in a passive voice and being non-intrusive. What that is called is permission-based marketing. Most professionals feel that advertising their services is not ethical, and that creates a problem, doesn't it? It's not as hard as it seems. The professional just has to clarify and understand the difference between advertising and marketing. Advertising would look like this. Marketing, on the other hand, would look like this. Now, the difference between these two is that professional marketing, especially when it's a referral by a third party, gives your prospect what he wants without advertising and speaks in a passive and non-intrusive manner. Permission-based marketing. So that is what we're going to outline here in this webinar. You'll see the complete 21st century transformation plan. Absolutely nothing will be held back. You'll get every part of the plan, and I'll tell you exactly how to roll it out and maintain it with a combination of what you see and hear on this webinar and the tools you get when the webinar is completed. You'll be in a position where you can do it yourself or you can have your staff do it. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can instruct your current service providers in how to do it, or you can ask for my help. Whichever way you do it or plan on doing it, stay to the end of the training so you can get the tools, resources, the step-by-step guide, and a couple of very valuable cost-saving offers I'm going to make available to you. Before going any further, let me introduce myself. I'm Chet Bruce. I'm a branding, credibility, and marketing coach. I'm an author and a speaker. I work with professionals like you, independent salespeople, sales managers, or business owners, and all to one end, their success. I've been fortunate in my life to be among the top salespeople in every organization I've been involved in. In designing the 21st Century Transformation Plan, I'm now taking the years of experience that are under my belt and sharing that knowledge. In 1995, I opened an ISP, that's an Internet Service Provider business in Riverside, California. It was called urs2.net. I sold it in 2001 after heart surgery. After recovery, I started looking for something to do. Since no one would hire me at my age, I started another business, doing internet marketing for local businesses. I'd seen the changes being made in the consumer from 1995 onward. Between 1995 and today, I've coached thousands of professionals and business people in a way A technology prospect chooses who is going to service him and how to speak that prospect's language. From that work, the 21st Century Transformation Plan was born. Today, you're going to experience the plan as though you were one of my clients. You're going to build your own plan under my guidance and doing it the way I would do it for you. You'll use the plan you're going to build to transform your business and bring your marketing into the 21st century. As you walk through the course, remember that in effect, you are me when you are designing your own transformation. I'm going to lay out everything I go through with a client to build and even close that client on the plan. The plan is built on the 5 building blocks that are the key to its success. They are the lifetime value of a patient or client, understanding your prospect, what you do, who you are, and finally, making a fan out of your patient or your client. Once you understand those 5 building blocks, you can follow the blueprint for the plan and incorporate each block in its proper place. There are 6 parts to the plan. 1, the foundation. You will build a solid foundation of knowledge, image, and reputation. Prospecting. You'll set in motion a process that continuously provides a steady stream of qualified prospects that want to talk to you. The interview. By using the questions I use with my clients and answering them for your business, you will clarify exactly where you want to go. The proposal. This is the part of the plan where I design the plan for your business. I tell you how to do the things you need to get your desired results. You'll be able to do this yourself at the end of the webinar. The close. In the case of this webinar, you will decide if you want to take the steps to reach your goals or not. Then there's the follow-up, and you'll see how to keep in contact with your patients or your clients in such a way as to make an absolute fan out of them. When combined and placed in motion, these 6 components create a machine that provides a steady stream of qualified, eager prospects who will ask you to please work for them. Cost of your service will cease to be an issue. Referrals are going to flood in. It doesn't matter if you're a professional, independent salesperson, sales manager, or business owner. You're faced with a conundrum. Your prospect has changed. He has transformed. The internet and Google has changed the way he thinks and the way he finds the goods and services he needs. Few business owners realize that those changes in his prospect affect every aspect of his marketing and not just internet marketing. The business that changes their message will reap huge benefits. When you speak your prospect's new language, both of you will be big winners. It's my sincere wish that your business grows and prospers. Know the past and understand the present. In the 80s, a merchant could advertise in the yellow pages, newspapers, magazines, flyers, direct mail, radio, or TV. If a prospect was looking for a locksmith, a roofer, or a plumber, he looked in the yellow pages. If he was looking for a dentist, doctor, lawyer, or an accountant, he asked a friend who they would recommend, and then he would go to the yellow pages and find the details on the professional. In the early 90s, the internet came on the scene. I was asked over and over again by my local town merchants, how can I advertise in the internet? My standard answer was, you can't. It's the World Wide Web, and you just can't compete with the national companies. In the early 2000s, that all changed when Google started to focus on local businesses when somebody was searching for a local source for goods or services. It's changing again today as the use of mobile devices is skyrocketing. Since the advent of the internet and the death of the yellow pages, you've all been lied to. You've been told, get on the first page of Google and you'll be inundated with new customers. Well, excuse me, but frankly, that's BS. That is a winning proposition only for the SEO, the search engine optimization companies. Since more than one professional is competing for that #1 spot, all of the competitors have to keep paying for more and more SEO. The SEO company is the big winner. Now, don't get me wrong. The #1 position has some validity, but the SEO guys that call you many times a week are only giving you a third of the picture. In most cases, it's not their fault. They just don't know any better. The 21st Century Transformation Plan fills in those other 2/3 of the overall picture, and it's going to show you a way to compete for that #1 spot at far less expense and be far more effective than doing competitive SEO. It is a sad fact, but today people just do not read. They skim the page, They read headlines, they read bullet points, they watch video. And that is all if they are attracted to your marketing piece. Think of that full-page Yellow Page ad or the display ad in the newspaper that used to work so well. You had one small area to work with. You knew that you could not fill it with just text, as no one would read it. You used bold headlines, eye-catching graphics, and bullet points. As a professional, every marketing piece should be designed around that fact. Your prospect does not read. Now, if he does not read, how does he find you? This is where your offline and online marketing comes into play. And we will cover that in other parts of this plan. Keep in mind as we go forward, you must market with a purpose. As soon as you begin marketing with a purpose, you will dominate your competition. The 5 building blocks the 21st Century Transformation Plan is built on. Without having a clear understanding of each one of the building blocks, any and all marketing is nothing more than just throwing money at the problem and hoping that some of it will be returned. The 5 building blocks are the lifetime value of a patient or client, understanding your prospect, who you are, what you do, and making fans out of your patients or clients. Let's look at each one of those blocks, and we're going to start with the true lifetime value of a patient or client. There are many reasons to know the true lifetime value of a customer, client, or patient. In any plan for your business, it becomes important so your projections can be reasonable. For our project, we use the lifetime value as a way to determine what we should spend on marketing. Some business schools tell you a certain percentage, maybe 5% of sales should be spent on marketing. If you're just starting out or have less than desired sales or are experiencing a decrease in sales, that number is self-defeating. As your sales go down, so does the amount you're spending on the one thing that can grow your business, marketing. You're going to implement this course, so that problem is going to be solved. But you still got to spend money on marketing. Well, what you'll learn from this part of the course is just how much you can afford to spend on marketing. I'm going to switch here to a video that is on the 21st Century Transformation website to show you just how it works. Client, customer, or patient lifetime value calculator. Item 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 are just raw data. All initial fees, average recurring sale or fees, average visits, fees or sales per month, number of months in 1 year that fees collected or sales made, value of customer per year, number of years customer is expected to stay, lifetime recurring value of a new customer, client, or patient, actual total lifetime value of a new customer, client, or patient. The formulas are 2 times 3 times 4 equals 5. 5 times 6 equals 7. 1 plus 7 equals 8. So filling in the form, the initial fees are $1,000. The average recurring sale or fee is $500. Average visits, fees, or sales per month, 1. Number of months in 1 year that fees collected or sales made, 12. Value of customer per year, $6,000. Number of years customer is expected to stay, 7. Lifetime recurring value of a new customer, client, or patient, $42,000. Actual total lifetime value of a new customer, client, or patient, $43,000. You're going to get one of the forms with the resource packet at the end of the webinar. The only question is, if these were your numbers, how much are you willing to spend in order to make that $43,000? Put this in perspective. Marketing is your most important investment in your business. Marketing is not an expense. It is a profit center. Just be sure and make up your mind that no matter how big your business grows, you're going to hold to your plan of taking a certain amount from each new patient or client to go toward marketing. Once you determine how much you will spend to get a new patient or client, divide that figure by your closing ratio, and that will tell you how much you're going to spend to get each prospect. Understanding your prospect. What you need to know about your prospective patient or client may be something totally different than you think. Understanding your patient or client is not about knowing his age, sex, financial status, employment, and all of that. Before you start the planning and implementation of any campaign, you must understand just a few things about your prospect. Just who is your best prospect? How do you get your message in front of him when he needs you? How do you get him to pick you over your competitors? Most professionals have totally ignored the consumer's desire to solve a specific problem. Instead, they send a marketing message that will cover a multitude of products or services, and that message focuses on either price or qualifications, but not a solution to his specific wants, needs, and desires. They have a fear that too few people will respond to their marketing if the focus of the message is too narrow. What I want you to do is focus on reality. 10 people seeing your marketing message who have a problem today, then see your solution to that problem, is far better than 100 people who are looking for that specific product or service and see your message that does not address their wants, needs, and desires. Defining and targeting those problems is marketing with a purpose. Start your transformation by asking, where does my prospect look when he wants the services I offer? Let me give you a quick example of what I mean by that. Since I always work with a non-disclosure agreement, and I do that with every one of my clients, I can only relay case studies that are from my very own experience. Now this business was Wedding Day in Riverside, California. This was a retail store I owned and was my first great aha in marketing. These were the days of double-digit inflation during Jimmy Carter's presidency. I had tried every form of advertising possible: yellow pages, full-page ads, newspapers. We ran display ads once a week and bought 1 column to 6-8 inches every week to run a column my wife wrote. We used magazine display ads, direct mail, and a little radio. We were in a position that we needed to sell twice as much every year just to break even, and nothing seemed to be working. I had to solve the problem or go broke. That's when I came up with the first principles that are now cornerstones in the 21st Century Transformation Plan. Reach your prospect when they're looking for you and be the recognized authority in your field. I analyzed just who my prospect was. She was 18 to 25, female. Wow. V8 slap in the forehead time. They don't, as a general rule, read where I was advertising. So the question was, where can I advertise where they are? The best solution was radio. They all listened to radio. All of the radio I had done was prime time, like drive time and only 4 or 5 spots a week. Now I needed to reach these women, first when they were thinking about their wedding, and second when they were with their boyfriends. So step 1 was to book radio spots on Friday evening, Saturday from 12 till 12, and Sunday afternoon and early evening. Then saturate those time slots by running an ad once an hour. In the ad itself, I had a theme song that was easily remembered. The announcer asked me questions that we'd heard over and over again by our customers, and I gave the answers. There were a minimum of 6 of those ads with different questions and answers that rotated through the schedule. The results? On Monday following the first weekend the ads ran, we had people waiting at the door for us to open. Our business doubled and doubled again. We used the same advertising program when we opened a new store in Orangevale, just outside of Sacramento. We ran the ads 2 weekends before we opened and had over 100 brides and mothers at our door the first day we opened for business. Today, your prospect may see your marketing in any form of printed material, but the one place they all go ultimately is to the internet. Let's take the case of a medical professional who takes insurance as part of the payment for his fees. His prospect is looking in the insurance company's in-network listings for a doctor near where the prospect lives. He'll get a choice of 4, 5, or maybe even 10 doctors who fit that criteria. The listings will tell him name, address, and phone number, but not anything else. But what he'll do then is go to a Google search and put the doctor's name in the search box. The prospect is doing due diligence, trying to find the doctor who's just right for him. Unfortunately, most doctors' names just come up with more listings that give name, address, and phone number, and maybe a resume. And I want to pause the webinar at this point. I want you to do a Google search for your name, your profession, and your city. I want you to see what's listed there and take note of what is there. You'll be using that when you design your own marketing plan. Okay, we're back. The purpose of this exercise will be clear to you when we are discussing the prospecting part of this course. Unfortunately, the internet is the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. Part of the emotional reasoning for evading any conversation about the internet lies with the fact that every business owner and professional get dozens of calls every week. Calls that offer to get you on the first page of Google, or we've got a free website for you. Part of their reasoning for ignoring the net is that they don't know enough about how it is used to make an informed decision by their prospects and how they should use it to their advantage. Some have either bought into one of those sales pitches in the past, or they know someone that has, and from experience know that those usually do not work. The internet must be used today, as it is the reason that your prospect has changed. It just has to be used in such a way that takes advantage of how your prospect is using it. You will be far, far ahead of your competition by the time you finish this proposal today. You will leave them in the dust when you put these principles into practice. The beauty of what you are seeing here is that the principles described will carry over to every medium that you use for your advertising, not just internet marketing. Always remember that one of the largest single factors facing you today is that your prospect does not read. He simply does not have the time to read long paragraphs. Use as many sources of contact that encourage a phone call, a visit to your location, or a visit to Google to look up your name as you can. Make those ads a compelling reason for them to take action. In those ads, answer the 4 questions every one of your prospects must have answered before he even considers calling you. Answering the 4 questions is the second step in marketing with a purpose. 1. Are you qualified to give me what I want? Tell him about the hundreds or thousands of people just like him that you have helped. Number 2. Do you understand what I want? Approach this as though every prospect will think that his wants and needs are unique. You must convey to him that you understand what he wants. Number 3. Will this work for me? Reassure him it will by giving examples of people in his situation that you have served. 4. What is my risk to find out more? What if I don't like it? Make an offer that will make him understand that his money is not at risk and that he will not be disappointed. Now, the possibility that your competition is even aware of these questions, let alone is doing anything to answer them, is slim to none. If you're advertising now, don't stop. But do make the changes so your current ads are transformed into marketing pieces that give the prospect exactly what he wants. Start marketing with a purpose. Understanding your prospect comes down to just 4 things. Place your marketing where he can see it. Don't advertise. Teach and be an advocate for your prospect's success. Solve his problems and answer his questions. Now take this process and apply it to all of your marketing. What you do. This is the building block that focuses on those people that do not know who you are but need what you do. These are consumers ready to pay for service. They're looking for solutions to problems, not brands, not companies, not firms. They are looking for the best professional service they can find, the best family law attorney, the best heart surgeon, and so on. The SEO guys will tell you that he can rank you number 1 for best family doctor, and he can. But think about this. Have you ever searched for the best San Diego anything? The consumer searches for solutions to problems. Speaking to those problems and being the best solution is the fastest way to generate leads from cold prospects. A cold prospect is someone that knows nothing about you. Merchants and professionals have known for years that a consumer, your prospect, always has a reason when he's looking for your product or service. Most business owners, salespeople, and professionals have totally ignored that fact when it comes to their marketing. Most marketing today comes down to, hey, look at me, I'm the best, or I'm really, really cheap, or it ends up being nothing more than name, address, and phone number with a resume attached. I attended such and such a school and graduated from ABCD, then worked here and there. First thing you must understand about the prospect you want to talk to is that he is looking for someone, the best someone, to solve his problem for him today. If his kids all have the flu, he wants a pediatrician. If he has a sports injury, he wants a chiropractor. If he has a contract problem, he wants a lawyer. If he has a tax problem, he wants a CPA. These are people that have a specific problem. Almost all business owners, direct salespeople, sales managers, and professionals have totally ignored the consumer's desire to solve a specific problem. Instead, they send a marketing message that will cover a multitude of products or services, and that message focuses on either price or qualifications, but not a solution to his specific problem. They seem to have a fear that too few people will respond to their marketing if the focus of the message is too narrow. It's really time to focus on reality. 10 people seeing your marketing message who need you today and see a solution to their problem is far better than 100 people who are looking for that specific solution and see your message, and that message does not address their problem. To speak the language of today's consumer, you must stop shotgunning. You must rifle your marketing. Whatever your product, trade, or profession, break it down to just one product or service and market just that one. If you speak directly to a prospect about his particular problem, while all of your competitors are still throwing stuff on the wall and hoping that some of it will stick, you'll get calls from prospects that need you now to solve his immediate problem, not from people that are shopping for the right person or just looking for information. You want your marketing to say, I'm a doctor that helps your family in the cold and flu season. I'm a chiropractor that can help you walk without pain. I'm a lawyer that can make that contract work for you. I'm a CPA that can keep you from having a tax problem. Let's take a look at a plastic surgeon I found on a Google search. As a surgeon, he does breast augmentation, facelift, liposuction, and tummy tucks. The doctor's prospect has only one of the problems listed above. The doctor can either market all of his services on a giant website, or he can rifle to the one prospect by marketing each of his services separately. Now really, what do you want? What's more important? 1,000 visits to your website or 10 phone calls from people that want to see you today? Now just as an aside here, your SEO guy talks about keywords and using keyword research or keyword tools. However, they don't work with local marketing. Here's a 2-minute drill for you. Do a Google search for any specific professional's website. Define a problem in your mind that you would want the professional to handle for you. On their website, and in 2 minutes or less, find where they answered all 4 of the questions you want answered. Do you understand what I want? Are you qualified to give me what I want? Will this work for me? And what is my risk to find out more? What if I don't like it? All right, welcome back. How did those sites rank in understanding your problem? Did he place his marketing where you could see it? Were they easy to find? Did he advertise, or did they teach and be an advocate for your success? Did he rely on his resume? Did he solve your problem? Did he answer your 4 questions? If he didn't, his marketing on the net was probably designed by a website designer or an SEO company. Who you are. Most marketing the professional does today is the what you do type marketing. They're listed in directories or maybe in Google+, but no effort is spent on the who you are type of marketing. If I stopped teaching at this point and you began marketing, 99% of you telling who you are would do it wrong. Over 99% of your competition is doing it wrong. Go to almost any marketing piece or website and you'll see a professional name, address, phone number, and resume. This is important. I want you to understand this thoroughly. You are not a resume. Once you stop becoming a resume, it is easy to stand above the crowd. Once you become a teacher and an advocate for your patient's or client's success, you will be recognized as the expert in your field. Once you are that expert, people will line up for your services. I told you not to take notes, but do write this down. I am a teacher and an advocate for the success of my patient or client. Make that the point of every Who I Am marketing piece you publish. When you go that extra step to include who I am into your marketing, it becomes an easy decision for your prospect to choose you over all of your competition. Google has become the de facto and most of the time only source your prospects use for due diligence. Remember how they find you. Even when one of your patients or clients refers you, a prospect will put your name in a Google search using title, name, profession, city, such as Dr. Tom Jones, DDS, San Diego. What he finds there should be your who you are marketing. He already knows your what I do. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say a prospect has found 2 attorneys he thinks may be right for him. He puts the first one's name in a Google search, and this is what he gets. Then he puts the second name in the search box, and this is what he sees. Now, in this last case, the only who I am marketing this attorney has done is optimize his Google Plus listing. But as far as the prospect is concerned, he stands head and shoulders above the first one he saw. Now, if both had optimized the Google Plus listing, the prospect would start looking at the other listings below the first. In the first one, he would find name, address, phone, and website listing only. In the one who understands who I am marketing, he will find the book the professional wrote. He'll see news releases of the community service and of the awards our professional has been awarded. Reviews from prospects or clients will be listed there. The prospect will also see landing pages that deal with his problem and be assured that his professional can solve that problem for him. He'll see videos giving similar information. The second one is the teacher and an advocate for his patients' or clients' success. Who do you want to be? Make a fan. I'm not going to teach you how to follow up with birthday cards or Christmas cards, not even how to send newsletters or hold events for the benefit of your patients or clients. What I'm going to tell you is never sell. I have a video on the 21st century transformation that deals with the phenomenon called cheese and whiskers. I'm going to play you the video or I'm going to play you the audio on that now. I'm going to remind you what you learned in the very first lesson. Inform, educate, be an advocate for your patients' or clients' success. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our production of Cheese and Whiskers. This is a parody of the events we all experience every day. Please meet our cast for tonight's showing. Our beloved salesperson, Kitty, played by Monica Meow. Our prospect, Mikey, played by IB Squeaky. Our product that Mikey wants to buy and Kitty wants to sell, Swishy Cheese, is played by himself. Mikey lived in a house that had 2 rooms with a solid wall between them. One day Mikey was in his room all by himself and suddenly realized that Swishy was in the next room. Unable to open the door, Mikey had no hands, you see. Mikey started to chew his way through the wall. Oh, how badly he wanted that cheese. He chewed, and he chewed. And then just as he broke through the wall, Kitty twitched her whiskers. Mikey left. Kitty took Swishy and went back to her office. All that was left was a wall with a hole in it, and no one got what they wanted. So, just what is the moral to this story? As soon as the prospect feels like he's being sold, he's gone and you've lost the sale. It's just that simple. Always remember, consumers want to buy. No one wants to be sold. That is Cheese and Whiskers. The foundation. A foundation starts with a big hole in the ground that goes down to bedrock. That bedrock is your education. Then you build with branding your image and building unshakable credibility. Create the image your prospect expects to see from someone in your position. Manufacture the reputation that is above reproach. You are your business, and people do judge you. In building your foundation, I use a process called manufacturing. The difference between manufacturing and the more common term used in SEO of manufacturing is that manufacturing is built totally and completely on the truth. The internet today is the new word-of-mouth advertising. Before the internet, I asked a friend to refer me to a good taxman. Today, I still may ask my friend, but I'm just as likely to go do a search on the internet and look for referrals. Those are known as reviews, and make at least part of my decision based on what complete strangers have to say about the professional. There is a hierarchy to referrals. Number 1, my best friend or satisfied patient or client. This, of course, is the very best referral you can get. But remember that today's consumer is not going to stop there. He is going to do due diligence, more than likely by doing a search for your name in Google. Number 2, a third-party independent authority. I have ranked this one below the referral from a friend, but in some cases it will carry more weight than your friend because this referral comes from someone that does not know you and in their own right are looked at as though they were the expert. Number 3, a review on an authority site like Google Plus or San Diego Professional Journal. Today's consumer believes these reviews because in order to post a review, the reviewer must be a member of Google Plus. Much the same can be said about Yelp and Angie's List. What these review sources do build is credibility. The process to get your reviews. All reviews must be written by the person giving the review. Please remember, it is illegal to post reviews yourself. They cannot be made up. You are required to keep a record of all original reviews. You may not pay for the review itself. You must institute a plan that encourages every patient or client to fill out a psychologically designed form that will lead to good reviews. You'll get a sample of one of these forms in the packet that you'll get at the end of the webinar. Using either a commercial firm to submit those written reviews to Google Plus or other sites, or using my proprietary software which spoofs a mobile device, have any number of individuals submit them from their computers. You should be able to get college students to do this. Remember, you cannot pay for the review, but using a commercial venture or my software, you can pay to have the review submitted. Reviews posted on the most authoritative sites like Google Plus and Yelp and San Diego Professional Journal come from a person that has an account at the site. It's easier to do with Google Plus than it is with Yelp or Angie's List. The easiest process to follow is for you to collect the written reviews and then have them posted by a professional service. Posting the reviews must be a drip system because too many too fast will be seen as unnatural and get you investigated. Once the process is started, it must not be discontinued. This is a part of a contest between you and all of your competition. The one with the most good reviews and citations wins. The second step in building brand and credibility is to write a book. With the advent of the digital book and a platform like Amazon Kindle, it's easy to write a book and get it published. Here's the quick and easy formula on how to write an Amazon Kindle book. Decide on the title, create your book cover, choose a very narrow niche to write about, list 10 questions that people would have in regards to that niche. Write 500 words dealing with each question. These are the chapters in your book. Have the book edited by a professional, have the book formatted for Kindle publication, choose the proper niche within Kindle, and publish. If you plan the rollout of the book carefully, and you can get 75 to 100 friends to purchase the book during a precise time period, you'll have no trouble making the bestseller list. Understand that every part of this process can be outsourced. Press releases. This is how you get the authority third party to review you. Think about this. A reporter submits and gets published a news release or story about you on CNN, the New York Times, Boston Globe, even our own San Diego Union Telegram. If your story gets syndicated, it may even show up on news feeds. Oh, they're like those you see on LinkedIn and Yahoo News. That story is then seen where your prospect is looking. What do you think the reaction of the prospect will be when he sees that you are #1 best-selling author and are being interviewed and quoted in places like CNN? By now you are asking, what exactly are you branding? Well, you are branding your name. Remember, that is what your prospect is going to look up when they are doing their due diligence. One fact many professionals who are part of a group do not realize is that once you are listed by Google Plus as being in a group, it is almost impossible to separate yourself from that group. So later in the proposal section when we're talking about Google Plus, be sure you are always listed there under your own name as the title of the listing. Own the listing yourself. Post the profile yourself. If the group owns the profile, you will not be able to change it if you leave the group. When you own it, you will always be able to update it. Post as Dr. Joe Brown, podiatrist. Then in the description say that you are with the group. Through this entire process, you must be seen as a teacher and an advocate for your prospects' success. Prospecting is the nuts and bolts that holds this entire plan together. Very important in the prospecting section is to remember what we're attempting to rank for. Ranking, by the way, is the position you are in the search engine listing page of the search your prospect is doing. We're going to rank for title, your name, your profession, and your city and niche only. Here's an example. You're Dr. Jim Jones, a plastic surgeon in San Diego offering breast reduction. Your title is doctor, your name is Jim Jones, profession is plastic surgeon, you're in the city of San Diego, and your niche is breast reduction. Which do you think would get the most listings about you in a search? San Diego plastic surgeon or Dr. Jim Jones plastic surgeon San Diego breast reduction? Remember the first rule. Be where your prospect is looking. Offline, it's newspapers, magazines, TV, radio. Online, it's search engines, social media, referrals from friends, referrals from third-party authorities, referrals from strangers. That's the ones that you work so hard to get. Mobile, business directories, local directories, video, classified ads, press releases, articles, citation sites. Remember, when you're using these areas, no more than one subject for each ad or web page. The second rule, be a teacher and an advocate for your patients' or clients' success. Answer the 4 questions. Apply this rule even to your bio. Remember, you are not a resume. Offline marketing. If you have any offline marketing that is working well for you, or just doing so-so, continue it. But do change it so it fits the criteria that we outlined earlier. Answer the 4 questions the prospect is asking. Be the teacher and the advocate. Coordinate all offline advertising with the rest of this plan. Now go a step further and use a QR code on every printed ad, but do it right. Do not take your prospect to a website or to a sign-up sheet that most people do. Take them somewhere they can get something of value. Make your ads live longer by designing them so you can change the offer without reprinting the coupon. This change can take place monthly, weekly, daily, or even quicker. In your materials you'll get at the close of the webinar, I'm going to enclose a sample QR code that's set to change every minute. Scan the code, then watch the time, and when the minute changes, wait 15 seconds and scan it again. Repeat it one more time after that. What you'll see is a coupon for a restaurant, but use your imagination as to what you put there. How about posting a daily infographic showing a way to improve diet or a way to keep teeth healthy? Use QR codes on every printed ad. Take the prospect to a coupon, not a landing page or a sign-up form. Link to a landing page. Include a click to call and refer to a friend on every QR code coupon. Then give away something that your patient or client will keep. Print a refrigerator magnet with a QR code, one that has your weekly health hint. Put the QR code on a wine glass. Every coupon will have a click to call button, a refer a friend button, and if you want it, a way to make an appointment. Always use a tracking phone number to check effectiveness of the ad. More on that later. Now online marketing. Mobile. A natural lead-in after talking about QR codes is the use of mobile. Mobile is the most valuable asset you can build today. More people are using mobile devices to connect to the internet than all laptops and desktops combined. Here are just some of the facts. Mobile internet is far different than broadband. Data is not unlimited for 92% of the users. Standard sizes use too much data and cost them money, and they are avoided by most users. Mobile is a smaller screen size. As a matter of fact, the text is 1/5 the size seen on a 15-inch monitor. In the materials you're going to receive after the webinar will be some survey results about mobile. When using mobile, you can either set up a separate .mobi domain or you can set up your website to adjust to be easily used on mobile or notepad. There are advantages to both. Coupons online get 100 times more use than paper coupons. Social media. This is where 99% of all businesses fail with social media. Go to a dentist Facebook page and every post is about a sale or a special price for a procedure. Think about why people use social media. They use it to be social. Build a solid business entity in all of your major social media platforms, including Google Plus and LinkedIn. Google Plus and Google Places are vital to your local online success. You must show in Google Places. The 7-pack is the local business listings on a search page that have the little balloon pointers that lead to the company's webpage or Google Plus Places page? Earlier we saw a sample of a Google Plus listing for an attorney. These are the number one place a searcher clicks when they're doing a generic search rather than searching for a professional's name. The primary factor when seen in the 7-pack is having good reviews. Show 5 stars. If someone is looking for a dentist in San Diego and you are listed with no stars, but 3 other dentists have all 5 stars, which names do you think the prospect is going to do their due diligence on by looking up the name? You get on that 7-pack by having more quality citations than your competition. A citation is nothing more than your name, address, phone number, and a web address. These are referred to as NAPW. All citations are not created equally. Some carry more weight than others, but only Google knows which are which. The solution is to continually build mentions of NAPW all over the web. After the close of the webinar, I'll send you a list of citation sites for your classification in your city. In your social media, do not sell. What you do is create buzz. Now the buzz is your patient or your client posting about you on their page, not you posting on your page. Now your staff can help with this, but you'll need far more than them to make an impact, since each one should not post more than about once a month. Consider hiring a professional social media marketing company to do this for you. This type of company must be monitored very, very closely. When you do post on your page, only someone looking for you will see your post. When someone posts on their page, all of their friends will see the post. Make the posts on your page social. Pose questions to be answered. Be controversial. Get conversations started. You could even post a healthy recipe and ask readers to make the dish and post the results. Offer a prize for the best comment. Pro or con, all comments will be posted. Now, of course, they will all be good and everyone will win and have to come to your office to redeem the prize. Use a Facebook block. A Facebook block is a QR code on a table tent in your office at the cashier. Now, this gives a patient or client a coupon for liking you on their Facebook page. That coupon is then made available to all of their friends, but they too have to like you in order to get the coupon. A sample will be included in your package at the end of the webinar. Video. Remember, your prospects do not read. That's the reason that YouTube is the number 2 search engine most of the time. At other times, it's the number 1 search engine. Information in video is just as easy to find as any place else on the web. Video shows up when your name is searched if you title the video correctly. Use the titles just as you would in an online ad. When you do the video, answer the 4 questions and be the teacher and the advocate. You can do the video yourself. The video does not have to have the quality of a TV ad. As a matter of fact, if your video even resembles a slick commercial, your prospects will more than likely click out of it to another video. The one thing that must be quality is the sound. Your prospects will not listen to your video if you sound like you're in the bottom of a garbage can. Now, there are Kodak cameras that cost about $100 that have a microphone jack, so you can get a $30 lapel mic and have good quality sound. Post your video on your YouTube account. Use it in every web page, article posting, and any other marketing you do that allows video. Then post it to other video hosting sites, but on those sites, use the YouTube address as the referring link, not to your website. When posting your video on YouTube, always title the video with your title, name, profession, niche, and what you are talking about in the video. If you have room and it makes sense, use either your name or the niche a second time in the title. In your description, start with the web page the video is posted on and your tracking phone number. Continue the description with your title, name, and profession, then the niche the video is about. In the keywords, list your title, name, profession, niche, and city. At the end of the description, always put your NAPW. After the video has been published, add the video YouTube address to the end of the description. All of this is minimum. If you want more traction, include captions in your video. You can do that within the YouTube editing pages. Online classified ads. Use the major classified advertising sites using graphic ads where allowed. The graphic ad shows what appears to be a video. Remember, people watch video. When the video is clicked to play, the viewer is taken to one of your landing pages. Now, there's no need to copy these. I'll send these in spreadsheets as well. But you want to post in Craigslist, Backpage, Oodle, OLX, eBay classifieds, domestic sale classified ads, and US free ads. Use Merchant Circle and post it to their blog every month. Then use the 4 top blog sites. Those are WordPress, Blogger, Squidoo, and blog.com. Post to your sites there at least once a month. Twice a month is better. Some of these now have restrictions. Most are free. Not all will allow linked images. Read the terms of use before registering. Our major reason for doing the online classifieds is that they rank high with Google and will show up in any search for you on Google, which leads back to one of your landing pages. If the headlines are written correctly, they will also show in a search for your name or names. Again, Dr. Jim Brown, plastic surgeon, breast reduction. Now always include the phone number if space allows. Length of the headline varies with the classified site. I never recommend my clients to use websites. What I suggest for them to use is what I call a high-rise network. Your high-rise network is a set of landing pages. Landing pages are designed to cause an action from your prospect as well as to show Google and the other search engines that you really are the best at what you do. You're not designed for the person who just wants information. They are designed for the person that needs you today. The network consists of one main domain, subdomains, niches, and categories. Reference the diagram here to see how the network is laid out. If this was a dental network, the main domain could be family dental care. The subdomains would be fillings, dentures, and braces. Remember to speak in the voice of your prospect. The niches are three separate parts of the subdomain, and the categories are articles dealing with the separate parts. In our sample, we have one main domain, 3 subdomains, 9 niches, and 27 categories. 40 pages for Google to see. And that number will grow as you add articles every week. With every article, your credibility grows with the search engines. The main domain has information about all 3 entities. It has the same basic structure as the subdomains. Each domain and subdomain has a video, text, and a call to action. Each niche page, labeled in, has a video, text, and a call to action. Each category page, labeled C, is part of the subdomain blog and has an article, a slideshow video or a graphic, and a link back to the niche page and main domain page. Each page, video, and article will be optimized for search engine evaluation. Each domain and subdomain will be registered with the 3 major search engines. The total result will be complete acceptance by the search engines that you are an expert in your field. When a search bot encounters any one of your pages, it will be led back to your main page and then out to each of the other pages in the high-rise network. As you add articles, categories, your reputation with the search engine goes up. Each domain and subdomain will be tracked for number of visits each month at the server level. Directories. The definition of a directory here is from Wikipedia. A web directory or link directory is a directory on the World Wide Web. It specializes in linking to other websites and categorizing those links. A web directory is not a search engine and does not display lists of web pages based on keywords. Instead, it lists websites by category and subcategory. Most web directory entries are also not found by web crawlers but by human. The categorization is usually based on the whole website rather than one page or a set of keywords. And sites are often limited to inclusion in only a few categories. Web directories often allow site owners to submit their site for inclusion and have editors review submissions for fitness. Because these listings have an effect on your social listing ratings, you should make every effort to get your website listed. Paid directories such as DMOZ and Yahoo are valuable if your business is very competitive. Your site must qualify via human review in order to be listed on these directories. By doing so, the search engines place more value on them than a free listing. Some of the directories are aboutus.org, ansearch.com, botw.org, joant.com, dmoz.org. Citations. There are 2 definitions for citations on the internet. The first is the situation where you are mentioning a website in an article or other posting on your website or in a blog. That would also include link back to the page and include your NAPW. The definition that we are referring to here is the mentioning of your business name, address, city, state, phone number, and website address across the internet, NAPW. Your NAPW is considered in determining if you are a real business and where you are located. For this reason, it is vitally important that each time you list your NAPW, that you use the exact same text right down to the punctuation. Street, street, and street are 3 ways to list the street you are on. The computers that read that information sometimes see that as 3 different addresses. Sometimes they don't see them as separate, but they are so important that you should not take a chance. When you are competing for the 7-pack, that's Google Places, it is important that you have more and superior quality, that is, highly respected citations pointing to your NAPW. Submissions to citation sites are an ongoing task since your competition is continually submitting them. Don't try to get listed to all of them overnight. Make it look natural and list with a few every week. Here's a list of citation sites that you should start with. Now, some of them have forms to fill in that also act as profiles. When you find one that allows profile information, fill it in completely, including a photo. Be sure to fill it in as directed, and remember, you are not a resume. Some of the citation sites are Foursquare, Yelp, White Pages, MapQuest. Now again, don't try to list these all down because you're going to get a list of citation sites that refer to your local area and specific category. You'll get them in the information I'll send at the end of the webinar, or maybe, since these have to be individually produced, probably a week later. Social bookmarks. Now this is opposed to social media. They carry less muscle with Google today than in the past, but still should be used for a well-rounded program. You may or may not be required to sign up with the site to post your bookmarks. Bookmarking sites are a place where you can post sites you want to see again, but rather than marking them in your favorites, you place them online. One word of caution here: don't post links to your own sites over and over again within the same account. If you're in a very competitive field, get several Gmail or Yahoo Mail accounts and use as separate accounts with the bookmarking site. When posting your bookmark, you will write a short sentence using human-readable text and including your name. Of course, you'll include your web page address. Be sure and include the HTTP. Now here are just a few: Canote.org, dig.com, lickagogo.com, and again, don't worry about it because you're going to get a whole list in the package that you get at the end of this webinar. Profiles. A profile on the internet is NAPW expanded to tell other things about your business, which usually will include a link back to your website. When typing a website address, always include the http:// except when specifically told not to. The value of posting profiles is that, like a YouTube video, Google will list the profile page in its generic listing. I've had clients that, because of keyword targets and the proper use of right profile page, was listed in all 10 of the generic listings on a Google search. When posting a profile, always include a picture and be as specific as possible about your business. Always think title, your name, your profession, your city, and your niche. In your description of who you are, remember the lessons taught earlier, and do not be a resume. Blogs. Blogs are used to post articles and newsworthy information about you. They can be used as third-party reviews as well. The blog sites are very well respected by Google, and as long as your titles contain the same information as profiles, title, name, profession, niche, and the reason for the article or release, they will be picked up and ranked under your name search. Information about them will be in your information delivery at the end of the webinar also. Tracking your results. In your marketing, the only tracking that is valuable is the number of actual prospects direct contact you get. How many phone calls and how many person-to-person in-office visits you get from your marketing. The tracking that SEO companies do is the number of visits to your website. For tracking on all of your offline advertising, you can use a number from Twilio.com, and you will want one for each ad. Cost is only $1 for the number and 2 cents a minute for usage. With this service, you will see what the caller number was as well as the time. You can add a whisper, which lets you know when a call is coming from one of your ads. It can even identify the ad the call is in reference to. For tracking your online ads, you must have a real telephone number from your local telephone company. This number is known as a remote call forwarding number. It works just like the offer from Twilio, but does not offer the whisper. Cost of this number from AT&T at the time of this writing is less than $10 to set up, under $6 a month and 4 cents a minute. The phone company only reports the number of 1-minute calls and the total number of additional minutes on the calls. The reason you need this kind of number for your online presence is that your name, address, and phone number are indicators to the search engines that you're a real business. The phone number is checked by all of the directory services with the phone company white pages information. That confirms that you are real. If you use your business regular number, there is no way to track results of your online advertising. You need the tracking number to determine your marketing ROI. Because of this, it is imperative that your NAPW be uniform across all platforms on the net. To track your in-office first-time visits, those that did not call, you must ask this question exactly. Did you see us on the internet? If you simply ask, how did you find us, you may not get the answer you need. If they were referred by a friend, they may say they were referred and did not tell you they looked you up online. If they saw an ad in the newspaper and then did due diligence online, they may just say they saw your ad in the newspaper and not tell you they looked you up online. The interview. By using the questions I use with my clients and answering them for your business, you will clarify exactly where you want to go. Remember, I'm giving this training just as though I were creating the plan for you as one of my clients. I won't go over the interview questions in this webinar, but in the tools you'll get in just a few minutes will be the entire list. This is where I find out everything about you and your business. If you hold anything back, I won't be able to create a successful plan. Since some people are resistant to exposing themselves, I always give every prospect an NDA, that's a non-disclosure agreement. I find sometimes it is harder for an individual without a coach prompting them to be honest with themselves. When you are going through these questions, be honest. If you hedge any way at all, you will only be hurting yourself. There will be 3 sets of questions in your information packet. Use them in the numbered order. Some of the questions are straightforward information gathering. Some are designed to deeply analyze your answers. You're going to recognize those when you read them. Take your time with your answers since you are asking yourself the questions, and some of them are very probing. Be more than honest with yourself. Dig deep. Imagine that you are asking the questions to somebody else and imagine what kind of answers you would want to hear from them. The answers you write down will determine how you design your proposal. The proposal. This is where you design your plan. Analyze all of your answers. Look at the data as though you were somebody else. Stay emotionally disconnected. Do you know the difference between a goal and a desire? A desire is something off in the future, something you would like to own, or a place you would like to go someday if you can. A goal is short term. The shorter term, the better. It is something you also have complete control over the outcome. Let's say you were a salesman and you wanted to make 2 sales this week. That would be a desire, since your prospect is the one that has control. If you wanted to make 10 cold calls this week, that would be a goal. Write out your true desire. Start the description with, the desire of this plan is to overcome, and then list all of the negative factors in your marketing. And here's a hint. Doing nothing is a negative factor. Then write, my desire is to build a marketing plan, then will. And then write out those things that you discovered in the questions that are truly important to you. Determine where you are in your current marketing. Plan on keeping the things that are giving you a return on your investment. Eliminate everything that is creating a loss. Redesign your marketing to include the answering of the 4 questions every prospect wants answered. Include QR codes in all of your marketing. Write out exactly the steps you're going to take in order to get your offline marketing in shape. Break down the desire into goals and prioritize them. Set out a timetable or schedule for completing each goal. Once your offline marketing is scheduled, start to work on your online marketing. Build your foundation. How do you want to be seen by your patients or clients? Do you want to be seen as a teacher and an advocate for your patients or clients' success? Decide on those things that will help you reach that perceived level. Will you write a bestseller? Will you start a program of building positive reviews? Will you do press releases? Break each item down into goals and prioritize. Set a timetable for completion of each goal. Build your prospecting machine. Start by evaluating your current online presence. One of the question sets was all about that. Does the web presence you have now need to be changed or thrown out and rebuilt from scratch? Start with social and Google+. Use the formulas we've discussed earlier in the webinar. Work your way through all of the different places for you to be seen. Use the same process of goal setting as you did above. Now don't panic. In this package I'm going to send a little later is the complete script of the webinar. Build your plan. Follow the principles of the 21st century transformation. Set your goals and then follow through. The close. In the case of this webinar, you aren't going to sell yourself or close yourself. What you're going to do is simply decide if you want to take the steps to reach your goals or not. And then there's the follow-up. I'm not going to teach you how to follow up with birthday cards or Christmas cards, not even how to send newsletters or hold events for the benefit of your patients or clients. What I'm going to do is tell you this. Do all of those things, but never sell. I'm going to remind you again what you learned in the very first lesson. Inform, educate, be an advocate for your patients or clients' success. It's important to understand that if you do not combine all of the building blocks, the plan will not work. When you do combine them into the plan, you will build a prospecting generating machine that will never quit working for you. Okay, let's review all that you've learned from this webinar. Your prospect has changed. With the advent of the internet, he's not looking for you in the same way he used to. Yet most marketing for his attention is still being used as though it were the last century. You've got to use permission-based marketing so your marketing will be seen and acted on. You understand the 5 building blocks that must be added to your education in order to thrive in business. You now know the 6 parts of the 21st century transformation plan. You've seen how to market with a purpose. You understand that you must answer the 4 questions every prospect needs to be answered before he will select you to provide the services he wants so badly. You now have a far better understanding of your prospect. You know how he chooses you over your competition. You know where he's looking and how to be where he's looking. You know how to market the what you do so it's not perceived as an advertisement. You know you're not a resume. You know you must be what your prospect is looking for, and that is a teacher and an advocate for his success. You understand the importance of follow-up and know that in follow-up you cannot sell. You've seen how to formulate your plan and how to complete it. You have seen everything you need to transform your marketing, to become the recognized authority in your field, and to dominate your market. You have seen everything you need to bring your marketing as a professional into the 21st century. The devil is in the details. You have seen everything you need to bring your marketing as a professional into the 21st century, but the devil is in the details. So it is with great pleasure that I'm able to bring you today every detail you need to make your own plan and implement it. But you must act and get the materials within 24 hours. I told you, you did not have to take notes. I will send you the complete transcript of today's webinar. Then I'm going to send an actual plan I developed for a hotel, nightclub, and restaurant that was being purchased by a new owner. The existing property had a 2-star rating, and the new people needed to overcome that reputation. You'll get the complete set, or I should say 3 sets of questions on which you will base your plan. As resources, you'll receive Excel spreadsheets that will have all the resources and their web addresses that we discussed in the webinar. You'll be able to figure your own lifetime value of a new patient or client with the simple form you saw today. You'll also get the link to my online ROI calculator. With this, you can find out how just a small change in any of the 3 areas of your marketing can have massive impact on your bottom line. You'll be able to collect reviews from your patients or clients with the psychologically designed review form. You'll receive the sample QR code that allows you to change your marketing message as often as you want and never print a new one. And you'll get a sample of the Facebook block that gets your patients or clients to post your marketing on their Facebook pages. We even have some bonuses for you. As you know, everybody procrastinates. But you and I both know how important it is for you to monetize your marketing. So here's the deal. Act right now, and we're going to give you some bonuses that we do not normally include. Frankly, because they cost us extra money. But my associate Roger insisted. First, we'll run a report showing the internet presence of the top 75 practitioners in your specialty in San Diego. This will tell you how you rank with your competition. Second, we'll also run a comprehensive list of all the citation sites for your specialty in San Diego. The Internet Present Report tells you how many citation sites your competitors have, so you will know how many you need to have the resource to replace them. Third, when you send us your article or news release, we will post it in the San Diego Professional Journal. Hint, put a quote in the article or press release and you can tell your prospects as quoted in the San Diego Professional Journal, or use that in your public bio. And if that were not enough, if you act right now, I will offer you 3 more great money-saving bonuses. First, I'll give you a 30-minute coaching call at no charge. My normal charge for this call is $500. Second, if you call for an appointment today, You can get any of my services at from anywhere from 50% to 75% savings. To design your plan, I would charge $1,500, but today only, you'll get it for just $500. Any of my other direct services, you'll get it 50% off. And last but not least, since I have a very close relationship with the San Diego Professional Journal, I've been able to secure for you a membership at half price. Benefits of that membership are, number one, you get your bio and an internet description written by a professional editor. It will be based on an interview by that editor. It will be written using the 21st Century Plan guidelines. You can post unlimited articles and press releases. You will also have a Who Is page on the site, which will be seen by prospective patients or clients. Now, those are the people that are doing their due diligence. In addition, you can post authentic reviews yourself and build your 5-star rating. Now, there are some rules there because we have to stay legal. Your picture will be seen in articles and press releases written by and about you. Your interview will be written as a press release and an article. Not only will they be posted in the San Diego Professional Journal, but they will be posted on CNN and distributed nationally. So let's recap. If you act within 24 hours, you get the transcript, the actual plan, all the questions, all the resources and web addresses, the lifetime value calculator, the ROI calculator, the psychologically designed review form, simple QR code for changeable messages, a sample Facebook block QR code. As bonuses, you get Internet Presence Report on the top 75 in your specialty, a comprehensive list of citation sites for your specialty in San Diego, and your press release or article posted in the San Diego Professional Journal. If you act right now, you will also get a 30-minute coaching call at no charge, and you get savings of 50 to 75% on all of my services. You'll also get a 50% savings on membership at the San Diego Professional Journal. Still not enough? When I design your plan for you, if you're not 100% satisfied, I'll return your fees in full. No questions asked. Maybe other than maybe to find out why you're not satisfied so I can do a better job the next time. Okay, so now you're screaming at me, how do I get all that? Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page the replay is on and fill in the form. Tell me what you thought of the webinar and if you want the coaching call. Do you want me to design your plan? Would you like to join the San Diego Professional Journal and get the membership at reduced fees? Or would you simply like to have more information? Remember that a couple of the bonuses have to be generated before we can send them, so give us a few days to do those. You'll get the rest right now by email, so be sure and include a good email address. Then I'll call and set up a time to do the coaching call. I sincerely want to thank you for attending the webinar today. If you did not like it, please tell us. If you did like it, please tell a friend about it. I really do want to be your teacher, and I will always be the advocate for your success.